The dark side of female charm. This is FEMCODEX, the channel where we decode the feminine psychology. Are you ready? So let's go. Charm isn't always innocent. Female charm is powerful. It can soften tension, lower defenses, disarm anger, and draw people closer without ever raising its voice. But like every form of power, charm has a shadow, because not all charm is warmth. Not all sweetness is sincerity, and not all softness is safe. Sometimes, charm is a shield. Sometimes, it's a strategy. And sometimes, it's the only way a woman ever learned to survive. Tonight, we decode the dark side of female charm. Not to blame, but to understand the psychology behind it. This is FEMCODEX, the channel where we decode the feminine psychology, where psychology meets truth. And truth meets you. Chapter 1. Charm as a survival strategy. Many women don't develop charm for power. They develop it for protection. Growing up, they learn that being polite, agreeable, pleasant, gentle, pleasing was the safest way to avoid conflict or rejection or neglect. So instead of saying, "That hurt me, that crossed a boundary, I'm not okay with this," they smiled, they suppressed, they swallowed. They adapted. Charm becomes the mask that keeps the world calm, even when their inner world is not. She isn't trying to manipulate you. She's trying to survive the emotional environments she was once trapped in. Chapter 2. When charm becomes emotional control. But there is a darker expression of charm when it becomes a tool, used not for safety, but for advantage. This is when charm shifts from shield to strategy. She learns she can use charm to avoid accountability, get validation, gain resources, secure attention, stay admired, stay protected, keep people loyal, without ever giving fully in return. She doesn't yell. She doesn't demand. She doesn't threaten. She smiles. And suddenly, people want to please her, support her, help her, chase her. Charm becomes emotional currency. And some women, consciously or not, spend it freely. Chapter 3. The addictive nature of charm. Here's the psychological truth. Charm works because it taps into the human need to feel appreciated and needed. When a charming woman gives you approval, a dopamine loop begins. You think, "She understands me. She chose me. She sees me differently than others." So when she withdraws, you chase the feeling again. This is not love. This is intermittent reinforcement. A powerful psychological pattern that keeps people attached to unpredictable affection, not because the bond is deep, but because the reward is inconsistent. And inconsistency creates addiction. Chapter 4. Soft power versus manipulative warmth. It's important to separate two things. Soft power, grounded, authentic, warm feminine presence, versus manipulative warmth, charm used to control outcomes. Soft power is rooted in truth. Manipulative charm is rooted in fear. Soft power says, "I choose to be kind and still have boundaries." Manipulative charm says, "If I'm sweet enough, I'll never have to risk conflict." Or worse, if I'm sweet enough, I can control the result. One is connection. The other is emotional leverage. And leverage always creates imbalance. Chapter 5. Why men fall for the dark side of charm. Men are especially vulnerable to the shadow side of charm because male psychology responds deeply to admiration, appreciation, soft tone, affirmation, feminine warmth. So when a woman mirrors those qualities, even if inauthentically, he may interpret it as love. But love requires accountability, mutual effort, honesty, reciprocity. Charm only requires performance. And sometimes, a man doesn't realize the difference until he's already attached. Chapter 6. The inner cost of women who live through charm. But here's something rarely discussed. Women who rely on charm for survival pay a psychological price. They lose access to their truth, their boundaries, their anger, their authenticity. They feel loved only when they're pleasing, so they perform femininity instead of living it. They fear rejection if they ever stop being sweet, and over time, They don't just hide their emotions from others. They hide them from themselves. This isn't empowerment. It's self-abandonment. Chapter 7. The Shadow Transformed. The real power isn't in charm. It's in integration. A woman becomes truly magnetic when she owns her truth, speaks with kindness and honesty, sets boundaries without guilt, allows real emotion, stays warm without performing warmth, chooses softness, not compliance. Her presence is no longer a mask. It is a reflection of who she truly is. And that authenticity creates a deeper attraction than charm ever could. Because charm captivates the ego, but truth captivates the soul. The FEMCODEX truth. The dark side of female charm is not evil. It is unhealed survival. But when charm is used to control, people get hurt. The goal is not to fear charm or distrust warmth. It is to recognize intention beneath presentation. Because real connection doesn't require performance, just presence. This is FEMCODEX, the channel where we decode the feminine psychology, where psychology meets truth, and truth meets you. Until next time, look beyond the sweetness and listen to the energy underneath.